Hi, honeys. Welcome back to another episode of Girl, Do It For You. So let's talk about the healing process, because last week we kind of touched on a little bit of it, but not a crazy amount. Like, we kind of mentioned it, but I kind of want to go more into detail. It's difficult, to say the least, and a lot of people aren't going to understand it, but it's not really for them to understand. It's for you, because it's about you. It's your journey, and you shouldn't let people make you feel bad for it or diminish you or just any of that. Like, this is about you. It's your healing journey. It's your time to be selfish a little bit about certain things, and that's okay. Because the healing process it's not an easy one. It's not linear. It's not the same for everybody. It's not a straight path. It's not quick. It isn't a one-stop shop. Like, there's so many parts of healing that have to take place that it is just so difficult. It can take years to actually get through your healing journey, depending on what it's for, like depending on what your healing journey is. And that's okay. There's no time frame, there's no nothing, but it is not quick. And I thought going into it that it was going to be not super quick. I didn't think I was going to be fixed overnight, but I've been in therapy since March, and I really did think it was going to be, okay, I'm in therapy and in a couple months I'll be feeling better, and I still don't feel any better. Like, we're working through some things and we are trying to get me to understand how to react to certain situations and understand my own feelings and how to handle them. But it's not easy. It's taken me a while to figure out, and my therapist has told me, this is normal, because I would give myself a hard time. And I'm like, why isn't this working? Why don't I feel better, And she's like, it's not that it's not working. You don't know how to work it. You don't know how to handle your feelings, and you are still trying to process it while still going through stuff. And she was like, it's very hard. Give yourself some grace. You're doing pretty good. You are learning some things and you're using them. Don't rush it. And I was like, okay, you're right. Because there are things that I was like, I should be over this by now. And she's like, no, absolutely not. You are right to feel that way. You are right to be annoyed about that, because it wasn't dealt with, or it wasn't, nothing made you heal from it. Why would it just be handled already? You can't just sweep stuff under the rug and expect it to be happy-go-lucky. She's like, that's not what happens. And just because it was a year ago doesn't mean everything's fine. You can think you've healed from something that was a year, 2 years ago, and then a trigger will go and you'll feel like you're back at the beginning and you'll be crying in your car. And she's like, that's normal. That's fine, because it takes time to move on and heal. But when you get to that point of healed, whatever it was that you were going through won't ever be able to hurt you again. You can't cut the same scar twice, But if you don't heal from it, you're constantly just touching a hot stove kind of thing. You're not going anywhere, and you can't rush it. You can't speed things up for other people. Oh, well, they want me to get over it. It's okay. You don't have to do anything on anyone else's timeline but your own. And that's okay. And people don't have to understand that. A healing journey can be very lonely. You have to do it alone sometimes. You can have a really big support group, but they're never going to understand what you yourself are dealing with. And I've come to notice that it doesn't have to be completely lonely. But we'll get into that in a second. I'm getting ahead of myself. You can still be angry and upset about something even if you think you got over it. You are allowed to be upset about something that you thought you were over. You're allowed to get angry at something because you must not have fully healed. And that is okay. Give yourself, let yourself be mad at it though, because if you get angry at it and then you're like, I'm supposed to be over this already, this is ridiculous, you are never going to get over it, because you're constantly going to tell yourself that. Be angry, scream, yell, go to your rage room, break things, cry, sing your heart out to a sad song if you need to. Whatever it is you need to do, whatever it is you're healing from, if it's a breakup and you want to cry about it, cry about it. You want to sit in bed for a whole day and just watch love, sappy movies, do that. However you need to get over it, heal from it. Actually, I hate that term. I hate the term get over it. Heal from it. Because what they did to you is fucked up. And that's okay. It, like, for people to be like, no, it wasn't, and try and justify it. No, it was. It was fucked up. And I have to heal from it. Okay? Like, that just is how it is. And the people that try to fluff it up and make it not sound as bad, no, it was bad. You did whatever you did to me. Fuck you for that. Because it made me the way I am now. And that's fine, but I'm going to heal from it however I want to heal from it. People don't get to tell you how to do that. That's your journey. People also don't get to tell you how long it should take. It's been a year, get over it. No, because guess what? That's a trigger and now I'm pissed. Because that's what happens. If you constantly throw stuff at people's faces, how do you expect them to get over or heal? Not get over it, sorry, I hate that. But that's the word that's thrown around so commonly. How do you expect somebody to heal from a trauma, from a breakup, from a fight, from an argument, from anything, if you don't give them space to heal in the time that they need? Like, they're never going to heal from it. It is difficult enough for a person to go on a healing journey. Like, just to get into a healing journey is so difficult, and a lot of people won't do it because of the mental challenge and the fact that it is lonely. It's you against you, and that's a lot. And a lot of people are not mentally stable for that, and it is a constant battle between you and your mind and yourself, and it is so difficult. Mine's is currently one of the hardest thing I have ever had to do is going through a healing journey. And it's not just like, yeah, go heal, you'll be fine, healing journey, woohoo. No, it's ugly. It's not pretty. I hate it, actually. But you have to, like, go through all of the motions, go through the worst version of yourself. Know that you probably did some fucked up shit too. Accept it. Like, accept that you probably did something wrong. They did something wrong. Go through it. Go through the emotions. Heal from it to get to the best version of yourself. And it is so difficult, and it is terrifying. And you're going to cry. You're going to be angry at the world. You're going to be pissed off. But you know what? In the end, it's going to work out. And I'm in the point right now where I'm like, I don't feel like this is worth it. Like, it's draining me. It is sucking the life out of me. But that's why I meet with my therapist every week. And she's like, nope, we're good. We're on the right track. And I'm just like, I can't keep doing this. But you have to. And that is one of the strongest parts of healing, is like, you are pushing yourself because you're doing it for you. You are doing this for yourself, nobody else. You're doing it to get peace for yourself and to heal so that you can be happy, because you deserve that. You deserve to heal from all the fucked up shit people have done to you. You deserve to have that peace in your life. As you should. Everyone deserves that. I saw a quote the other day, and that said, only those who care about you hear you when you're quiet. And I felt that. That is so powerful. Because when you're going through a healing journey, like I said, it's lonely. It's you and yourself. You are going through it for you against yourself and against your own mind. It's an emotional battle, and it is difficult. But when you are going through this and you're having to take a break from a part of your social life, or just like whatever it is that you are having to be quiet in, whether it's a family relationship, a friendship relationship, your romantic relationship, if the people notice and they check up on you, those are people to keep in your circle. Loneliness doesn't have to be lonely. It doesn't. Truly. You can feel so lonely surrounded by a million people, and I've told you that before, but if you have the right people in your corner, you can be lonely, but they'll still check in on you. And you probably won't notice it till after the fact, and then you're like, those people really have me and they have my back. Because I feel very lonely at times. Even though I have Matthew, I have my best friend, and I have good people in my life that care about me. And at the time, I didn't notice it. And then a couple weeks later, I'm like, they checked in on me. You know, so-and-so texted me just to see how I was doing. Or, like, when I was having a bad week a couple weeks ago, like, Matthew took everything off of me and I didn't have to do a thing. He was the one that made dinner after working all day. He took care of the dogs. He did what he did, took care of all the house chores and everything so that I could just have a bad week and, like, not have to stress about other things. But in that moment, I didn't notice it because I was too busy, like, in my head, feeling how I was feeling. But loneliness isn't lonely. And it doesn't have to be when you have a good group of people around you and you have a support of friends and relationships with people, family, like all of that. It doesn't have to be lonely if you have the right people. And for a while, I used to think that it was very lonely. And now looking back at it, I'm like, no, I actually have these like 4 people that have me. Like they got me and I can count on them no matter what. But it's difficult because it really feels like you don't at times. And it's just simply not true. You're just in such a bad headspace that you didn't see it. Just because loneliness isn't lonely doesn't mean you should keep those people around that are just around to use it as gossip. The friends that you have need to be supportive. They need to be on your team, not, especially in a healing journey, not just there for like gossip for their friends to be like, oh, did you see how bad Ashlea was doing? Like, not for that. I have a couple of those in my life too. And it took me a while to be like, nah, we're not doing that. You want to talk shit about me? Okay, wonder why I don't want to talk to you then. Wonder why I don't want to hang out with you. Because you're running your mouth about me and you thought I wasn't going to hear it? Funny. You don't need the friends that are there to judge you. Going through something is very difficult enough, and if you have got the courage to explain it to someone and you're wanting to talk to somebody and then they judge you for it, they're not a good friend. Those people should not be in your life. And I've had a couple people like that where I've been in a couple situations where someone has found out I haven't been doing very good mentally and they've been like, well, what's going on? And you think they care and you tell them and then they're like, that's it. That's why you're so depressed. And you're like, oh, okay, right. Get fucked. Because, like, you don't say that to a person that is not doing good. Like, you don't talk to somebody like that. No matter if they're doing good mentally or not, that is not how you treat another human being. Like, it's just not. And if you are going through something and that is the person that is in your life, they shouldn't be part of your life after that healing journey because they aren't supportive. They're not there for you when the time get rough. Like, you can't count on them. And it's a hard pill to swallow sometimes, but that just is how it is. And those people definitely shouldn't be a part of the healing journey. They should not be there when it's done because they don't deserve the best version of you. They don't deserve that. Why? To walk all over you? Because they're probably one of the reasons that you're having to have a healing journey in the first place. You need the supportiveness. And you know what? If you don't have it, that's fine. Because you have you. You're good. You're going through this yourself. And the fact that you've even started a healing journey is so powerful on its own. That is something that is so powerful and amazing that you were able to put yourself first and notice that you needed to do something to better yourself. And I think that is the most powerful and courageous thing you can do as a person. Fighting for your mental health is so difficult, but when you can figure out how to do it, you're unstoppable. Like if you can stand up for yourself and you can get yourself help and you can get through the toughest situations that were meant to break you, like, that's it. Like, you're unstoppable. And I'll never forget the people that gave me a hard time while I was already having a hard time. I'll never forget those people that gave me such a hard time while I was fighting in my mental health and everything. And the people that just belittled me for it. Well, I'm trying to better myself and figure it out and you want to judge me and belittle me and make me feel even worse than I already do? Like, I'll never forget those people, and I'll never forgive you for it. And that's fine. I've said that before. I don't have to forgive you for what you did. It was fucked up. It fucked me up the way that it did, and that's it. You don't deserve forgiveness for that type of stuff. And you don't always have to forgive people. Like, that's just not... It's just not a thing. Not everybody deserves it, you know? Some people, yeah, for sure, but... Not everybody deserves that type of forgiveness from you. They don't deserve that. Like, why do they get to treat you like that? And then you're just like, okay. Like, that's why people end up in therapy. That's why there are such a thing as a healing journey and the healing process. And that's why it makes it so difficult. Because those people are put in your life, I feel like, to teach you the self-love that you need to give yourself. But to wrap that all up, I'm getting sidetracked. The healing process is very difficult. And if you need someone to talk to, if you need someone to just be like, I've got no one, can you be there? I'll be there. That's what this podcast is all about, is being there while we go through the hardest parts of trying to break generational trauma, trying to break relationship trauma, trying to work through everything that we need to work through as a person and be the best version of ourselves for ourselves, and trying to go through that emotional battle and the mental health, figuring it out with yourself is terrifying. And getting in your own head, being with your own thoughts is one of the scariest places to be. If you need the support, that's what I'm here for. If you need people to just be around you, that's what I have wanted this podcast to be. You shouldn't have to be alone. It is difficult enough to put yourself out there like that and be vulnerable. You shouldn't have to be alone and have no support. I'm here to support you. I'm here for you. That's what, it's difficult and I'm going through it and I'm finding the struggles, but I'm getting to the point where I now know who's there for me, who's meant to be in my life and who's not. And it's terrifying having to cut certain people off, having to realize that that person that's been there isn't actually a decent person or a decent friend or whatever they are to you. But it's part of it. And eventually I know we're going to look back and be like, that was the best thing I ever could do for myself. And I have the people that I need in my life. And that's amazing. And the healing process is not easy. And a lot of people don't want to get on the journey because it's so scary and terrifying. But I am so proud of you if you are on one. And I'm proud of you if you're not on one. If you don't need one and you're just like a great person, if you've never had anything like that, good for you. Like, I'm so jealous, but good for you. But I am so proud of you if you're on a healing journey, because it's scary. And no matter what your healing journey looks like, I am proud of you. Because no one's is the same. It's not linear. And that's just that. I love you, honeys. I'll see you next Friday. Bye, honeys.